Yo, guys, welcome to the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. We're here, we're there, we're everywhere. We're going to record another episode.
Hey, everybody.
What's up? Yo.
Let's start this podcast.
Let's get them up on our phones.
We're talking about Extreme Rules, buddy.
Yeah, we are.
Right?
It's fucking exciting, isn't it?
And then we're going to have fucking Money in the Bank in 2 weeks.
See myself dancing like a fucking fool. Fucking
I just saw it too. You tool.
What?
You tool?
You're a pussy.
Okay. I like pussy.
Don't start.
What?
Alright, am I centered?
Fine.
Come on, Craig. Yeah, I think we're good.
I think we're okay.
I think we're good. I'm gonna just
Central.
go to a little killers a bit.
What?
Alright, guys, we're gonna go live with the episode 49 of the Wretched Wrestling Podcast in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Wretched Wrestling Podcast! Boom! That's really great for the visual. Really good for the visual, not so great for the audio.
It's all for you special folks out there that love seeing us.
Guys, we're back! We're back! We're here! We're there!
We're everywhere.
WWP, baby.
Exactly, folks.
We have WWE Extreme Rules to recap here.
Yeah.
The remnants of the old ECW One Night Stand shows, which, remember how good those were? And then they had a couple WWE One Night Stands, which were still kind of good, and then it's slowly... I
forgot about those.
Yeah, and then it slowly changed into Extreme Rules.
Or December to Dismember.
Well, let's not go that far.
Oh, okay.
That was a mistake.
That was not good.
But, yeah, here we are in Extreme Rules, and, Fred, I don't know about you, man.
Yes?
I was not a fan of Extreme Rules.
You were not a fan?
I was not a fan.
How dare you say that?
It's true.
Well, guess what?
What?
I wasn't a fan either.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
This was the first show where I can honestly say that me and Craig almost fell asleep simultaneously watching a pay-per-view. I'm not joking around. That's a real thing. That happened.
It's funny because the first half of the pay-per-view we were kind of like into it and watching it. Yeah, we were like rooting for guys, rooting against guys.
Because we had been looking forward to this pay-per-view for a couple of weeks. Like,
right.
We had Backlash.
We were talking about the Fatal 5-Way for like a couple of weeks and how much we were looking forward to that.
Yeah, with the star value.
Like, even over Backlash, which now I'm probably regretting saying that. But... I don't know, somewhere like in the midway of the pay-per-view, we both just got really fucking tired and it was boring. It wasn't a great pay-per-view.
No, it wasn't even like we were like a pay-per-view like normally we'd be pissed off. We were like, oh, what the fuck? John Cena beat Bray Wyatt? Like,
right.
Oh, come on, dude. How many times are you gonna win? Like, it was more like, oh my god, this is a fucking job.
Yeah.
This is not a fun job.
It's not a fun job.
There are fun jobs out there. That was not one of them.
Doing Extreme Rules was definitely not a fun job.
It was a BJ. A bad job.
Oh, okay. Because I said BJs are fun, so...
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just going to leave that out in the open.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
A really bad fart. I'm just going to let that air out. And
just let it simmer.
Just let it fester into my into your
sinus area.
My sinus area and my furniture and stuff.
I always wondered about that too with farts. Like,
do they stick to the
furniture and they're like an invisible skid mark?
Right, you have like poop marks in every place you farted.
Yeah, no, I mean like an invisible poop mark, like a skid, like you don't realize it, and then I don't know, and then like if you sniff the chair, let's say, like I don't know when you would ever sniff that. So you're really sniffing everyone's farts in the world that sat on that chair.
It's true.
You know?
It's
so
true.
don't ever sniff a chair, people.
Don't sniff chairs.
If you can take one thing out of this podcast, it's not to sniff chairs. Because trust me, you don't know where that fucking seat has been. Oh, shit siren!
Shit siren is activated.
It's back.
If you've
learned
changed the batteries, is that the show is just completely off the rails. We're talking about fart cushions 2 minutes into the fucking podcasting.
Which was more interesting than Extreme Rules. Yeah, exactly. So now we have to talk about stuff.
Right, now now to come back down from that fun moment. Alright, so let's talk about the kickoff match. It was unannounced, so we didn't even know it was happening. Kalisto versus Apollo Crews.
Yeah, okay.
Didn't even see it. So I
was on the way to your house, so I did not see this match.
No, I didn't see it either. All I know is when I turned the pay-per-view on, Kalisto was celebrating, so he won.
Anything with Titus and Crews at that moment? Because
I think Apollo Crews cost him the match. I think he distracted him and told him to do something, and that got him.
Be like me and lose a lot.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he did. So let's jump in right to the Extreme Rules, because who gives a shit about the pre-show match?
Right.
So the first match, and I'm gonna go out and say the best match of the show, was the Intercontinental Title match between The Miz and Dean Ambrose, with the stipulation that if Dean Ambrose got disqualified, the title would change hands to Miz. So that stipulation didn't actually come to effect, but it did play a large role in how the match worked. How it worked out.
Yeah, so there was a point in the match. I thought it was a good match. It was a good opener.
Pretty damn good match, yeah.
Unfortunately, this would be the highlight of the show pretty much until later on. But they played up a storyline, where Miz was going to use this DQ finish as he's, stipulation. Where he's kind of used this in the past where Maurice gets involved and all that stuff. So Maurice intentionally slaps The Miz, which would normally think you would count as a disqualification.
Right.
But the ref had better judgment. He said, "No way, Jose."
Right.
And not the NXT wrestler. So
that would have been so much cooler, though.
He's like, "No way, man." And then the match ended up going on. But and then Dean Ambrose got, I think, distracted by Maurice. He was arguing with the ref or something, and then Dean Ambrose got the skull crushing finale.
When the ref ejected Maurice, Miz pushed Ambrose into the ref, and the ref flew out of the ring. So he basically walked. He threatened to DQ him. He did looked like he was going to DQ him, and he was going to lose the title.
Yeah.
But before the referee could make any kind of move, then he hit skull crushing finale and beat him. So I thought that was a really good way to work it in. They were able to play up that stipulation much better than I thought they could have, and without actually using that stipulation, he still got a win, but it was a cheap win.
Yeah.
So Miz is our new Intercontinental Champion, which is good. That's what we were hoping for, because Ambrose with the title for the last couple months has been remarkably average. Forgettable, you could say.
The Miz and the Intercontinental Championship go together like peanut butter and jelly.
They do.
And it's a great combination.
They do.
And I guess we're going to keep going with this Miz and Dean Ambrose feud. As we saw on Raw, it seems like the feud is not over. I kind of was hoping that it would, because they've feuded on SmackDown. This is not a new feud, people.
Yeah.
This is not something that's just sprung up and is a new hot program. No, we've seen this on SmackDown already, and I already was tired of it at that point.
Yeah.
And now we're having it on Raw, so it just shows we're not going to get any forward progress.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what is Dean Ambrose... Dean Ambrose is
Ambrose gets his rematch, and hopefully that's the end of it, I guess, maybe.
He's like an upper-tier Intercontinental Champion guy now.
Yeah,
he's not a world title contender anymore. I can't picture him as that anymore.
I kind of don't think he belongs in either division. I feel like he's too big for the Intercontinental, and him having it kind of brings him down. But he's
not
definitely
good enough for the world.
Definitely not good enough for the Universal title, so he's somewhere in between right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess he'll get his rematch, and hopefully that'll be the end of it. Whatever the next Raw pay-per-view. Oh, Great Balls of Fire. So maybe that'll be the end of this.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. You saw the logo, right?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god!
Dude,
not only
they make this any more obvious what Vince McMahon is thinking about.
This is such a Vince thing, by the way. It's it'd be funny penises.
Yeah, we'll have two balls, and there'll be a fire stream that looks like a dick around it.
Yeah. God damn it! What are we in fucking preschool? Oh god! This is the creativity that goes on in WWE now. Is that this is creative? Hey, let's come up with Great Balls of Fire. First of all, you ruined a horrible song. I mean, a great song.
Right, which, by the way, they had to get the rights for, because
the rights?
The guy was going to sue them.
Really?
he was gonna sue them for using the phrase "Great Balls of Fire" because it's fucking trademark, because it's like a classic song.
Classic song, of course.
And so he fucking sued them. He sued them, and then they're like, okay,
I didn't know that.
if we use your song and we pay you to use it, will you let us do it? And he's like, yes. So now they're using that as the theme song of the fucking pay.
God damn it! Like, it's like really was a stupid name.
That's like calling it like WWE New York Yankees. Like, pretty sure the Yankees won't let you do that. Pretty sure like they're not cool with that.
Pretty sure WWE presents New York Yankees,
right? Like, it's so stupid.
I would not let them use my, like, if they were like, WWE presents Fred Robinson, I'd sue them. I'd be like, I don't want to be associated with WWE.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't want to be a shitty pay-per-view.
Yeah, a shitty pay-per-view with a shitty name.
I'm like, this pay-per-view better be good, or I'm going to sue you guys. That's going to determine how I'm going to sue.
And then,
Then I sue them, of course, because
right.
those are horrible.
They're never good. So... This was, I do want to talk about, okay, no, I guess I'll talk about that when we talk about Raw. Okay, so let's jump to the next match. It was a mixed tag match. Sasha Banks and Rich Swann versus Alicia Fox and Noam Dar.
Alicia Fox!
We were talking about this match, last week, and how we didn't care because it has no build, and fucking Rich Swann was thrown into it randomly.
I know.
This is what Sasha Banks has been reduced to.
They're making it seem like this power couple, like Rich Swann and fucking Sasha Banks go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Right.
It's the second time I use it. And they don't!
They don't.
They go together like peanut butter and ketchup. But
they go together like peanut butter and Spam.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
fucking terrible.
Not a good combination.
Who gives a shit? And of course,
no stipulation.
Sasha and Swann won. I mean,
yeah. I went with Alicia Fox and Noam Dar just because I didn't know anything about the storyline. I just went with the heels.
Yeah.
I don't know where you go from here. I think it's just a match and that's it, right? I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Did they actually do a rematch of this magnitude? I don't think so. I hope not.
God, I hope this is the end of it, but I don't think it is. I don't even know. I don't even remember what happened on Raw. I have to open up Raw results because
I missed some of Raw. I caught the good parts.
Yeah, it's not even really worth talking about, so I'm not even... Yeah, fuck it. Let's go to the... I mean...
Much like right before this podcast, I fell asleep!
Right, Fred fell asleep, so Fred's actually more awake
now
than I am.
Thanks to Espolon Tequila?
The Cologne.
Colon Tequila.
Cologne.
Yes, this is a hot compress.
So, Alexa Bliss, oh my god, versus Bayley in a Raw Women's Championship match. Championship match. With a kendo stick on a pole match.
Alright, Craig. On a pole, on a stick on a pole. Yeah, you never should cross sticks with poles.
Lots of phallic objects in this picture.
Yeah, lots of them. I don't know what Vince has been smoking lately or what he's gotten himself into, but a lot of phallic objects has been entering the WWE landscape.
So I want to say this was probably the most strangely booked match of the card.
This was so odd.
Because this match was 100% Alexa Bliss kicking Bayley's ass.
Yeah, very odd.
Bayley had a few moments, she hit the belly to belly at one point, but I think she got a rope break or something.
I think. And then she hit the side suplex on the outside.
Yeah, but I mean, otherwise, this was...
Total ass kicking.
This was a total ass kicking, what the fuck is happening?
And this lasted fucking short. Now, I thought this was because she got hit in the fucking head with the cane.
She did get cracked in the skull. Yeah, I do remember.
I think, but then, because I thought it was maybe they stopped it early because of that. Apparently they didn't. I haven't seen a report saying that Bayley got hurt from it.
No, I haven't seen
that's why they ended the match. So I think this is odd because this is a total burial of her, this is totally burying Bayley. Whatever they built up for her, and you think that they would keep her strong because she's a strong merchandise person.
Very strong.
They just fucking completely buried her.
So it's baffling. It's baffling.
Completely. I'm not even the biggest Bayley fan, but god damn.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big Bayley fan either. My wife is, but I
don't hate her, but yeah.
But this was baffling, this move.
Yeah.
This reminded me when that time AJ Styles, when Brock Lesnar just kill John Cena. You remember that?
Yeah.
Who just beat him, and like Cena had always been Super Cena. He had always like mount his comeback, even if he would lose.
Yeah.
Like, this one match, he didn't get any offense. I can't remember what pay-per-view it was, but it was like this is what that felt like. I was like. But that one felt like cool because it was like years and years of built up. Like Cena always has a comeback, so it was like a nice like oh shit, Cena just fucking got his ass kicked. He lost.
Nice.
But like Bayley's like she's still new. She's only been around a couple of years. Like this is just so weird.
I don't know I mean, I'm glad for Alexa Bliss. I'm glad she's still champion.
Right, they're making Alexa Bliss look strong.
Yeah,
but at the expense of Bayley, it's.
Maybe because she's
strange.
Maybe because she's gonna feud with Nia Jax at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to build her up strong. Like if she has a competitive match against Bayley, it doesn't really, to face somebody like a monster like Nia Jax, might not be as believable. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm
wondering if they're doing this to continue the Sasha Banks and Bayley program that they kind of put on, the Sideburner or whatever. You know what I mean?
Sideburner?
Yeah, the Sideburner.
Yeah.
You put it on the heat, the little heat thing on the side of your stove, like keeps your sauce warm. Sideburner, that's what they call it.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
so you made up a word.
No. Well, maybe I did.
Gotcha.
But so I mean, but like think about like Bayley though. It's like she's been around. And, like, her story in NXT was so good because she was always, like, the little girl. She was always, like, the second fiddle to everyone else. Like, they had Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, like, and then there was Bayley. And then even then I almost said Asuka. Asuka came around. And, like, it's just, like, she always kind of felt like not the main person there, and then when she finally beat Sasha, it finally felt like a coming out party for her. So like when she got to the main roster, I thought they would do that again. Like they're gonna throw on a show, she's gonna lose a lot, like Sami Zayn, and then like she'll just get over from her positivity and her like happiness, and then slowly climb around. But then she like fucking won the title, like just like that. That one paper, we're like, whoa, okay, and then she lost it, and now she's looking like a bitch again. I'm like, okay, so maybe they're burying her now so that they can continue the. Like, maybe her and Sasha will try to align again, and maybe they'll be the one to try and take it from Alexa.
Maybe.
After Alexa finishes off Nia Jax, because I'm assuming Nia Jax doesn't win the title, because she's very bad.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe drag it out over the summer, and then maybe that it culminates at SummerSlam. SummerSlam is not that far away now at this point.
Yeah, it's like, 2 months at
maybe
this
Survivor
point,
Series?
2.5 months, it's a really odd decision. I mean, where does Bayley go from here? Really, I mean, who does she feud with? I mean, Sasha seems like she's in this Rich Swann thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like she's turning heel anytime. I mean, they can do this, they can turn her heel at any point, but it seems like she's pretty much embedded in this Rich Swann thing for a little while.
Yeah, I'm wondering if, Alexa deals with Nia right now, and that's her immediate feud, and maybe somebody else in between.
Yeah.
And then maybe, Sasha and Bayley, start doing those pep talks to each other backstage, or, one pumps up the other one, like that. Remember Alexa? Sasha was doing that for a while.
Yeah.
So maybe now Bayley does that for Sasha, and Sasha regains her confidence, and she takes the title from Alexa.
Yeah.
And then, Bayley wants her title shot, and then, that's kind of where it comes from. Maybe? I don't know how else. But, because if Bayley holds the title, it kind of defeats the purpose of making her seem like the underdog in a match against Sasha. You know what I mean? Like, maybe if Sasha has the title first.
What's their problem is they put the title on people right away.
Yeah, they do that all the fucking time.
Bayley, which is like...
They did it with American Alpha, too. Right,
I was just going to say that. They did it with American Alpha where,
there was no build.
The great thing about them at NXT that they were these two guys that got, grouped together. The black guy, what's his name? Is he Gable or what's his name?
Gable.
Oh
no, I'm Jason Jordan.
Jason Jordan was reluctant to be with Gable.
Yeah, because
Gable kind of was like, I
don't even know if you remember, but he had been in another tag team, a couple tag teams that had failed in NXT, so he was reluctant to join a team with Gable, who seemed like a loser. He's always like, ready, willing, and Gable, and he's like,
oh fuck,
this sucks.
And then they tried to work together. It wasn't really clicking. And then eventually they got, much like a Rhino and Heath Slater, they kind of got together at some point, and everything clicked. And then eventually they won the tag team titles.
And it felt special. And they were super over
up for a while. And then at SmackDown, they just put them out there. Everyone, I know that like an NXT crowd does know who they are, but a lot of people don't know who they are.
Yeah,
and maybe you should start that storyline again,
right?
For the WWE crowd.
Yeah, they do that with these NXT guys when they call them up. Like if they're not like a name brand like Nakamura is self-explanatory. Kevin Owens is self-explanatory. They just take their bull and run with it. But like teams like American Alpha, even the Vaudevillains, they just called them up randomly, and they were just like, oh yeah, these guys, they dress up like they're in the 1920s. Like everyone's like,
they never explained it.
Wait, you're not gonna elaborate on what that was? Like,
yeah, no videos like they'll show like what the gimmick is or anything, nothing. Or the Ascension had that problem too. You know, it was just like they're the Ascension. They're a dominant tag team NXT. Like, okay. Yeah,
it's so weird how it's like built up so nicely in NXT, but then when they get to the main roster with the same exact people, they have to do basically all they have to do is the exact same thing over again,
right?
And they don't, and they just throw them out there and hope things stick. And like even Bayley doesn't get like the reaction that she got when she first came up from Raw. Remember when she first came up, she was getting like some of the biggest pops of the night, and now she's just like people are like, it's Bayley, cool. So they kind of killed Bayley off. Maybe they got to build. Maybe they got to. That's the only thing I can think of.
They got to build her back up again.
They got to beat her down to build her back up and get people to carry on. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah,
but then they risk the possibility that people view her as a jobber. So it's a slippery slope there. But we should probably move on now.
We talk about the women's stuff a lot, you know.
We always do. I don't know why. I guess because it's more prominent on the show now than it used to be 10 years ago when it would be like fucking Victoria versus Candice Michelle in a lingerie match. Like,
oh man, what we should really do in this match is
take their boobs and smush them in each other's faces.
That'd be a 5-star match.
I would give it 5 stars with my dick.
Hey, you thinking about gimmick?
No. Well, I was talking about girls. You talking about guys?
No, I don't. Wait, what?
No, nothing.
No,
it's fine.
Just because I get excited about things and I get passionate about certain people doesn't mean that.
I'm going to talk about that later because it was really funny.
Okay.
All right. Let's
move on, people.
Yeah, let's move on. So
let's not get into things.
Now, the next match was a cage match for the Raw Tag Team titles. The Hardy Boys defending against Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yeah.
And we were all kind of really looking forward to this match, thinking it was going to be a really good high spot match.
They're going to flip around the cage and kill each other.
The Hardy Boys in a fucking extreme match, and this was a dud.
This was fucking weird.
This was a dud.
This is a weird storytelling of this match. I don't know what the fuck they were going for, or if they even understood the rules, because apparently the rules just fucking changed.
Yeah,
for a fucking cage match.
I love how the announcer just announced it 10 minutes through the match. So
I think we should know. Like
what did he say?
Duh.
You could go out through the cage, but there's no pinfall in this match. That's what he said, right? Because you and me were talking about that beforehand. We're like, isn't it weird? Shouldn't a cage match not have pinfall at all? It just defeats the purpose of the cage and escaping the cage. If you just have a regular match inside of it.
Yeah.
But then the announcers said that too. They're like, oh yeah, this one has no pinfall. We're like, okay, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Who makes the rules for these cage matches?
Yeah, that's the only reason why we brought this question up is because when the first cage match first came to fruition, they didn't have pinfalls or submissions. You enter through the door, exit through the door, or over the cage. Yeah, and then eventually, around the mid-2000s, I would say, early 2000s to mid, they started introducing the pinfall rule into it. And we're like, fuck, this is stupid.
It's the purpose of a cage match.
But whatever. Then that became the norm for a while, and now I guess the new norm is that you're not going to have pinfalls again. So, make up your fucking mind!
Right, at least, I always stress that WWE should be more like a sport. When the National Hockey League came back from a lockout in 2000, I'm already boring you. 2006 or 2000, something like that. They came back from a labor dispute, and when they came back, they introduced all these new rules. And on the website, they had explained all the new rules, and everyone's like, "Oh, this will be cool to see this." They should just fucking announce something on the website once in a while. Just say "Oh, we're gonna change it up. The new era of WWE is gonna have cage matches with no pinfalls." Perfect.
Or say
as long as I know it. Yeah.
Say it ahead of time.
I just want to know it. Not 10 minutes through the match when Michael Cole says it when one of them is escaping through the cage.
Yeah, right. Because another match we'll talk about later that had different rules to the match.
Oh my god, yes.
So anyway, this cage match.
Yeah, this is
a boring match.
This was very boring.
Jeff got out early, which allowed Matt to be by himself, and that's the disadvantage of this type of match.
Right.
Is that the person in the other tag team partner can now get double teamed.
Right.
Then he came back, in, and then all of a sudden he was back in the match. I guess kind of makes sense.
I guess it makes sense.
But I never had that scenario before.
I never heard that rule before.
So they kind of just blew it out of their ass, like, you know.
Yeah.
They just brought this rule
That was like
up,
the one high spot of the
right.
match was Jeff Hardy doing the whisper. What is it, though?
Whisper in the Wind?
Whisper in the Wind or something? I forget the name.
Will-o'-the-Wisp? I don't know.
Well, yeah. It's been so long since I've had to talk about a Jeff Hardy movie. I deleted that part of my brain. I get it. But yeah, this match was kind of a dud, and then like Cesaro and Sheamus tried to climb the cage. They were climbing out of the cage as Matt and Jeff were trying to climb out the door, and it was very clear that Cesaro and Sheamus won, but they tried to make it like, oh, who won?
Yeah, that was
and then they announced
part.
the match, and we're like, we saw it, we know who won.
They were like waiting there on the cage. Like, you could clearly see them in the background waiting there, waiting for them to get closer, and then they drop down, and you're like, fucking come on. Like, that was stupid. Like, you know, I thought that was really lame. They should have just
really
jumped.
lame.
It was really badly timed. I think the match could have been so much better, but
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they were confused about the rules themselves, just as we were.
Yeah. We both got the prediction wrong on this one. We both went with the safe route with the Hardys retaining, but Cesaro and Sheamus are your new tag team champions, which I guess is good. I don't know what that means for the Hardys. I don't know if this is if maybe they're gonna pull through with some kind of like
I don't know
heel turn with the Matt. I don't know.
Were they on Raw?
They were not on Raw. They were selling their injuries. Cesaro and Sheamus were on Raw, though, declaring their victory. I forget who. I think they might have wrestled. I don't remember. I don't care.
Something happened.
Something
with somebody.
Super duper happened. Now, this next match was. Now, this is what I'm being for. Like, what
really got wrong.
The cage match, like, started putting us to sleep. Then the Cruiserweight title match between Neville and Austin Aries, which was also a submission match, came on. And this put us to sleep. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of submission matches.
I'm not either, unless it's like Kurt Angle or Brock Lesnar or, Chris Jericho, one of those type of guys. Like, it's just, especially with the Cruiserweight division, you want to see some high-flying shit. Like, you got Neville,
right, exactly,
who does these crazy moves, and you got Austin Aries, who's a fucking great wrestler. And
who can fly in his own right.
Yeah, he can fly in his own right, and it's just like you're putting him in this like wrestling match. Like,
if
at least you're going to do this probably should have opened the card, because then the crowd would have at least been hot. But the crowd was so dead from the cage match at this point, which was lackluster in itself, that they just totally didn't give a fuck about this match.
Yeah, fucking the mixed tag match was like more high flying than this, It
really was.
At least Sasha went up the fucking top rope to the outside,
She did.
fucking killed Alicia Fox or whatever.
Alicia Fox,
I think, with the double knees or whatever. But
right.
You take a cruiserweight match, two of the best high flyers you got on Raw, and you work a ground match. Like, that fucking makes sense, people.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
It's rough. It was rough. And Neville won. And Neville won again.
I was so surprised.
I'm surprised Neville won again. I really like Neville's heel shtick, but at the same time, I kind of feel like they buried Austin Aries now, because now he lost 3 times. So.
I know. So what do you do with Austin Aries?
I don't know. I read on the internet today that he might be have some like nagging injuries. So he might take a little bit of time off just to heal up.
Huh.
He said it might not be long, like a month, if that. So. Maybe Neville.
Maybe he'll commentate again.
They kind of maybe, I don't know. That'd be cool. Neville and T.J. Perkins, though, on the next night on Raw was once he was done with Neville. Once Neville was done with Aries, that he would give TJP his title shot for helping him out all these weeks.
Yes.
And naturally, when he asked him for it, Neville fucking turned on him. So that TJP, who turned heel like 2 weeks ago, already looks like a bitch for turning heel. But
he really does.
Yeah. Now I don't know. I know they had a match on 205 Live. I have no idea what happened.
Somebody won.
Who gives a shit? Like. It's weird, though, that they would turn T.J. Perkins heel, who like just seems like a face character.
Yeah.
Only to have him be double-crossed by the heel he was trying to help. So it's like, I healed out, but like, now is he a face? Because he got double-crossed?
Yeah, he's still not a likable person. Yeah, he's still a dick. He just got screwed over by a bigger dick.
Yeah, right. Like, he's kind of like one of those villains, like, in a movie. Like, Neville's like the cool bad guy. He's like the main bad guy in the movie. And like... And like TJ Perkins is that guy. He's like, I'll shoot that guy, right? And he's like, all right, yeah, go do it. And he does it, and he goes like, I did my job, right? He's like, yeah, get out of here, boom, and they shoot him. Like that's right? Like character I'm always on. They always have one of those.
I'm
guys.
done with him.
Yeah, the kid did his job. Boom.
It's true though. This match fucking sucks.
Yeah, it sucked. I didn't even give a shit. So
this is where we fell asleep, pretty much.
This is where we fell asleep. And then, all right, then fine. We're all right. Number one contender, WWE Universal Championship. We got an Extreme Rules match.
Cool.
Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins.
5-star match.
Where could we go wrong? 5 guys, 5 stars, 5 guys.
5 guys, burgers and fries.
How could this go wrong? Well, Fred, it did.
It did?
It did.
No way.
And I'm not talking about the outcome.
It's true?
The outcome was very cool. Samoa Joe is our new number one contender. Fucking awesome.
Wow.
But
that was a shock.
This match was a dud. This was a dud too.
Well, for Extreme Rules, they didn't really get extremey. Like,
right. You remember the Extreme Rules match? Like even the ones that like CM Punk were in, like they had like fucking
John Cena.
Yeah, John Cena goes through like 100 tables and like fucking chairs. Somebody would bring out the barbed wire like bat. You know, like, it would be like so fucking crazy. And then this was chairs. There was one chair.
Right.
There was a chair. They used the steel steps, which they always use, and they used the announcer's table, which they always use in a pay-per-view. So this was literally a regular match with no disqualifications. It was not an Extreme Rules match because nothing extreme happened. Okay, Seth Rollins doing the 5-star frog splash onto the
to the table.
To the table was cool. That was the high spot of the match.
That was really cool.
The high spot of the match, but that was it.
That was it.
And
they went through the barricade. Oh, Roman Reigns through the barricade.
That's extreme, man.
It looks like a fucking Lego set. Like basically,
it's a cushion.
It's been done a million times.
It looks like my son's playmat. That's right over there.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like he's crashing into.
It's not even like it doesn't even like see like. But Braun Strowman did the Roman Reigns like 2 months ago, so like it's not even like an innovative spot anymore.
Braun Strowman could not come back soon enough.
Oh my god!
God damn!
I want some Braun.
That injury has really fucking given Raw a fucking run for it's giving me my patience a run for its money. This match was just like there were exciting moments, sure.
Right.
Like you really can't not have exciting moments with these 5 guys in the match. But at the same time, with these 5 guys, these are like 5 of your best workers, and it just didn't have that big match feel that it should have.
I feel like Bray Wyatt's like such a douche now, like, you know, he's like such like a pawn in this match. Then he lost the Roman Reigns on Raw then the following night. Like he's just fucking there. Like I feel like he's just there for an entrance and that's it. Like, oh man, what did this fucking this great character, like the destruction of this character go over the last year?
Did you hear the promo on Raw he cut to start off Raw?
Bad.
It was so bad. He's just like, I might have been beaten a couple times, but I am still a god. I'm like, you're not convincing me.
It's not convincing me.
That's not convincing me. You lose all the fucking time. Like,
right, exactly.
Like, that doesn't make you fucking likable. It makes you kind of like a hypocrite. You're like, I'm the fucking greatest, but I lose all the time.
Yeah, it makes you a loser because you're just talking about how much you win all the time and how cool you are, but you're not.
Kind of makes him delusional, if anything.
Yeah.
So I mean,
doesn't bear well.
The end sequence of the match was cool. Like I remember, it looked like Finn Balor was going to win for a few minutes. He hit the coup de grace on Reigns of all people, and it looked like holy shit, he's going to win it. And then that's when Samoa Joe came in, put him in the coquina clutch, and he just passed out. And that's
came out of nowhere.
It was a good match. Like I don't want to. It was good. It was good.
I think it's just like we were just
great,
beaten from the fucking show, you know, like.
But you can agree, it wasn't a great match. Like I'm not going to remember this match.
It wasn't great. I mean, and they were building this up as like, this is the new match that determines the new era.
I think they said define the new era.
What the fuck? I'm so annoyed at this. Like, when does the new era start? Okay, you can't just call things a new era. You can't.
Exactly.
In revisionist history, you can call things an error. You can't just say things are. We're beginning a new era. No, you just fucking go on with wrestling, and then eventually
you'll be
saying,
like, this is the for our podcast, Fred. This is the era of we're always going to have 100 viewers. It's the 100 viewer era, Fred.
Right. It's gonna happen.
Well, wait, there's not 100 viewers. No, there's gonna be. I'm calling it the 100 era.
This show defines that.
Yes, it defines that era.
Yes,
but there's not. But guys, there's only one person watching. No, you don't understand. It's my era. I could call whatever the fuck I want.
Right. Exactly.
It's so stupid.
You know, I hate when they do this. They're so obsessed with fucking eras.
Yeah.
Like, ever since they fucking exploited and fucking coined the new Attitude Era.
By the way, which, while it was happening, didn't call it the Attitude Era. It was
called it Attitude?
WWF Attitude. That's all it was.
It was a slogan.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's all it was. It was like a way of life. Yeah. It wasn't like, oh, this is this era. And, like, they didn't call it the original era like the Hogan era or whatever the fuck
so, like, Stone Cold won the championship for the third time in the Attitude Era. Right. You know, like, it wasn't that. And then, like, with the Ruthless Aggression Era, it's like, the Ruthless Aggression Era is begun. The Attitude Era is dead. Like, you can't do that. Like, you can only go through history and be like, okay, at this moment, this is when it started. Right. Like, if we got 100 viewers, like, you know, in revisionist history, it'd be like, you know, okay, at this point, this is when we started this era of things.
Exactly.
You know, you can't just call things that in the present. That annoys me so much whenever I hear this.
And really, what is this era? What is so special about the new era?
What is so special?
What is so special?
That the women's revolution is going on?
Okay, that should have happened by now. Like, it's not, like, cool that they're catching up with the times. Like,
nice.
Yeah. But, like, what else is new? It's just, like, there's a bunch of wrestlers on a wrestling show. The shows are exactly the same as they were in the 2000s. There's nothing different. Like,
yeah, there's really nothing different.
The booking hasn't changed. The Vince McMahon hasn't changed his ways. It's really still the same John Cena Attitude Era. I mean, you want to call it the Ruthless Aggression Era? It's still the Ruthless Aggression Era because you have Roman Reigns, who is John Cena version 2.
Right, when you even call it, like, you know, even from, like, started a few years back, people started calling this era the PG era, because that was when they started going to PG, and the booking kind of changed, and there's no blood and everything, but they started calling that years after that happened.
Yeah.
They didn't just start, like, today, we're starting the PG era. Like, what? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It was a significant change that took place over time. You can't just be like,
I understand what a fucking era is.
Yeah. New era.
Oh, my God. That annoys me so much because I saw, like, I know I'm like ranting here, but
no, go for it.
Fucking, like, I know, that's a great point. Like, they did this a few weeks ago. Like, they're pumping up this match, which you know we were excited about. It's like, this is going to define the new era. Like, you can't do that.
You can't say that, especially with how the match ended up turning out, because it wasn't really a defining anything. It was just kind of a dud. It was a dud. Like, okay, Samoa Joe winning was cool. It's a cool moment. It's cool for him, but it's not going to define the new era. It's not like Samoa Joe is going to be the face of the new era. No, he's just going to be a fucking victim for Brock Lesnar, and then he's going to go back to being his upper mid card guy again. Like,
and if this is a new era, then I'm not happy about it.
Then I'm not part. Then you could consider me not part of this new era,
right? Because we got as much as people that are talented like Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, I don't see them as big stars right now.
They don't feel like
you shouldn't call it that.
Definitely shouldn't.
God, man.
I mean, we
fucking so stupid.
We got through Extreme Rules pretty quickly. Now we've been talking about. We might as well talk about the other things that we've been talking about lately. We've been talking about the Enzo and Cass and the Kurt Angle situation. So I don't even really remember what happened with Kurt Angle, to be honest. So I'm going to jump into the Enzo and Cass part. So the last 2 weeks, it had been Enzo getting beat up backstage.
Yes.
This week, it was Cass who had been beat up backstage.
Yeah.
And so this is an interesting turn. Now, there's a couple layers to unfold here. Either A, he was attacked, and it's some third party, not Enzo or Cass. In some either tag team, maybe it's the Revival, maybe it's the
Big
Club,
Show.
maybe it's Big Show, right? 2, it was either Big Cass and he faked it this week to make it seem like he was innocent, or 3, Enzo faked it the last 2 weeks, and he attacked.
Never thought of that.
And he attacked Big Cass this week. So we have to try and figure out where this is going. I like that there's some mystery involved. We've been talking about that a lot lately, but this is the kind of stuff I like. Like maybe, hey guys, maybe this will be the era of good writing. Maybe, but let's not call it that. Let's not call it that, and let's just see what happens.
Let's just let it unfold.
They have a couple storylines now that feel like the old days that I kind of like. Maybe that's the beginning of a new era that we're not going to name at the moment. Go ahead, Fred. What do you think?
And then we can go back a year later and be like, this is the good writing era.
Right.
After good writing happened for a year, for a substantial amount of time, you fucktards.
Right. So, what do you think's going on with Enzo and Cass? Now, okay,
I really don't. I like the fact that I can't really say what's going on.
That's what I like too. I kind of like not knowing.
Yeah, they addressed that like maybe Cass was the person this week, and they kind of been hinting that, not hinting, but actually confronting Cass that it may have been him. And now I'm thinking, last week I thought it was going to be him, but now I'm thinking more of the lines that it may not be him because. They're making it so well known. It's happening so much.
They've talked about it so much. Like, anytime they talk about a possibility so many times, you kind of go like, now I feel like that's not going to happen now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, if it did happen.
Right.
You're like, oh, they just told us the answer.
They just told us the answer. We just didn't listen.
We just didn't listen. This is the era of not listening. Of clearly giving us the answer and us
if that's the name of the era, they've been not answering since John Cena. Since John Cena debuted.
Why did he win? I don't know.
But then they had this other interesting fold with Big Show. So Enzo, insisted on continue. He was scheduled to have a match against the I forget who.
I think the Revival. No, Gallows and Anderson.
Gallows and Anderson. He was scheduled to fight him and Cass. So. In his absence, he got Big Show to fill in for him. Big Show. He can only wrestle people with big in their name. They kind of teased in the beginning that Big Show wasn't digging it at first, and then he was just pissed to be there, and then he kind of got into it. He was like, oh yeah, and then he was trying to do a New York accent. It was terrible.
Oh boy,
it was terrible. But then they won, and it looked like they performed well. And then they went backstage, and then the three of them kind of confronted each other, and you could tell Cass was kind of pissed off that Enzo had a match without him. He kind of accused Big Show of maybe he's the guy who's been attacking us these last couple weeks. And Enzo's like, don't worry about that. So I kind of like the feel for this. This is interesting. I don't know if Cass is turning heel. Somebody brought up online that it could be a total swerve, and it could be Enzo.
Maybe Enzo and Big Show start teaming up.
Right, and maybe it was a way to get out of Big Cass because maybe he believes in Big Show more. I don't know.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, and then other people are like, maybe it's Big Show. Maybe Big Show attacks both of them.
It's kind of cool to actually not know what the hell's going on.
Right, and I feel like they're gonna
in a good way.
This is what I like. This I went back. I think I made this reference a couple weeks ago, but the Triple H Shawn Michaels, when Shawn Michaels got beat up in a parking lot, they didn't have camera footage of it. It was so well done. They had a camera angle, but you could only see his arm hitting the glass.
A certain side,
but you couldn't see who did it. It was so well done. And then they discovered a couple weeks later that they had the right footage. Yeah. I saw Triple H standing there, and everyone's like, "Holy shit!"
So my best friend.
But I remember the 2 weeks leading up to that, they interviewed everybody. There were some people. I think Big Show was a culprit back then too. Big Show
was the culprit.
One was Booker T. I remember Booker T was big on that one, and I forget who the other one was. But there were theories. There were all these theories, and people were like, I wonder who it was, and somebody was it's definitely Triple H, but nobody was sure. Yeah. So this is what this reminds me of. They're this is really cool. I like where they're going with this.
It's nice for a change,
right?
Once in our lives, we don't have to fucking know the answer to anything. Now the other good thing I liked was Samoa Joe on Raw. Now, I thought him winning at Extreme Rules was kind of a lackluster kind of finish and stuff. I was hoping for Finn Balor, but in hindsight, I'm glad that it's not Finn Balor and it's Samoa Joe, because Samoa Joe came out and he cut a good promo saying that he wants everything Brock Lesnar has, his championship. He wants the Advocate, Paul Heyman, to do his contracts and stuff. And then Paul Heyman comes out. Paul Heyman's always the gift of gab and has the gift of gab, and he, usually lays the verbal smackdown on people. And Joe was not having it that day. And
this was so good.
This was a great thing because you thought that maybe Paul Heyman had the best of Samoa Joe, and then Samoa Joe pretty much lured him into a corner, and you thought maybe he was gonna like fucking rape him or something. But
yeah, it did get a little. It got a little creepy. It got a little rapey. He kept like touching his hair and he kept like touching his face. Like he almost looked like he was gonna kiss. Like I remember the crowd was kind of reacting like, "What are they doing?" Like I heard them going like, "Whoa, back up!" This is not the PG era, right? That's not PG. And then he choked him out, and that was just like that was like a really cool moment. It was a good promo too.
He dragged it out.
Joe has been so good on the mic since especially since this match. Like he cut a good on Raw Talk after the pay-per-view. He cut a really good promo on Brock Lesnar.
Oh, I have to catch that then.
Yeah, it was really good. You should check it out. I don't remember what he said. I just remember it was very he was intense. You could tell he's really into it. So I mean, if anything, this will be a good program. Him and Brock. It sucks that he's probably just going to get buried in the end, but
I know.
As long as they protect him and make him look at least decent, I guess I'll be okay with it. It's cool to see Samoa Joe in a main event program. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, it's 99% sure that Brock's going to win, but as long as he doesn't just throw him around for 5 minutes and then pin him and that stuff, like, if there's somewhat of a competitive match,
give him a good showing, yeah.
Yeah, give him a decent shot, and I'd be happy with that, really. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm digging that.
They wanted to talk about the Miz Dean Ambrose stuff from this past Monday Night Raw.
Oh yeah, so Miz started celebrating his Intercontinental reunion tour with like this big celebration in the ring with Maurice, and like they had balloons, they had like a teddy bear dancing, and like a big box of presents. Now this was funny because they had the teddy bear like dancing around, and they're like. So he's like, "Oh, you even got me a teddy bear," and Maurice is like, "I didn't get that." He's like, Miz is like, "Well, I didn't get that," and they're like, "Oh shit, it must be Dean Ambrose." Dean Ambrose had been kicked out of Raw by Kurt Angle for being a dolphin fucker earlier in the show. But we all saw Dean Ambrose snuck back in when Kurt Angle was like distracted and somebody else left. So we knew he was in the building, so they beat up this guy and they just DDT'd the teddy bear. It was just some dude.
Some dude.
And then this giant box, so you thought like, oh, it's gonna be Dean Ambrose in the box. But then he starts attacking the box unprovoked, and apparently it was a grandfather clock that Maurice bought him as a gift, which was it was a pretty good touch. And then Dean Ambrose ended up being the cameraman. In disguise, which was okay, but they were kind of like focusing on him too much, like when he was standing in the ring, like behind him. I'm like, okay, that's him. I'm like, okay, that's him. It didn't take me long to figure it out, but it was a cool effect. Like the crowd didn't know, I guess, because he looked tiny and they couldn't see the camera angles we were seeing. But so that was a pretty good moment on Raw. I liked that a lot. Again, the Kurt Angle thing, there's not much new to talk about it. I wish there was more. The Kurt Angle thing is
the text from Corey Graves?
Yeah, the storyline is intriguing, much like the other one we were just discussing, but this one's like lacking it because they're not giving much detail each week other than Kurt Angle's freaking out. That's all we know. Like, he did it again this week.
Be so bad.
Like, Corey Graves and Michael Cole and Booker T were doing their commentating. And then Kurt Angle just like walked out to the announcer's booth and they just talked to each other really briefly, like off camera, and the announcer's like, "So what are you guys talking about?" It's like, I'm not at liberty to discuss that right now. So it's like, and that's it.
Look at me so bad,
right? But that's it. So like, unlike the other one where they're giving us a little bit, like on the End Zone Cast one, they're giving us a little more different ripple each week.
Yeah.
This one is just the same thing each week. So I don't know. This one might not be as good as I thought it was.
Nah.
I'm starting to think it's just going to be like a
Stephanie McMahon's
coming back.
Which is it really that big of a deal where it's going to destroy his career? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Like, she does own WWE, so like, in storyline purposes, she owns Raw. So. I
had a thought that maybe Kurt Angle, like maybe they found like a loophole that he didn't do. Like you remember when Daniel Bryan had the WWE title and they made him vacate it because he couldn't defend it within 30 days.
Yeah.
And they really kept fucking talking about that.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like saying like Kurt Angle is in jeopardy of being fired for not forcing Brock Lesnar to defend his title within 30 days. Like, I wonder if like they'll blame him for that, and maybe like they'll try to fire him from that. I don't know.
It seemed like he got caught with like child porn or something.
Right. Like,
I don't know. Like, what could really destroy him so much?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Like, it's kind of interesting. I feel like the result is going to be kind of a letdown, honestly.
It probably will be. I
don't know. Like,
I can't imagine it wrong. So yeah, Nia Jax got her women's championship match now against Alexa Bliss, and it ended in DQ because Alexa Bliss just pussed out. I should say Dana Brooke and Mickie James, who got confronted by Alexa earlier in the show, decided to show up at ringside. So Alexa Bliss decided to cheap shot them, and then they were pissed that they got hit, so they started attacking her, and they got the DQ. So
speaking of that, did you notice that like in the back that Alexa Bliss wanted to told Kurt Angle that she wanted to do the "This Is My Life" segment, and they basically said that last week was terrible.
He said it was one of the
worst segments ever on Raw, and I love how like WWE backtracks themselves.
Yeah.
To, like
oh yeah, we meant it for it to be that bad.
They meant it to be shitty.
See,
no,
we were talking about it the next week. Yeah, that's because you revised. You heard what you were gonna say there, obviously, like
because you knew how shitty it was.
Right, you had to acknowledge how bad it was.
Yeah,
I did laugh when they said that.
It's so funny because like normally they never do that. Like when they have something that bad, they usually just like whatever, or they just think it's the greatest thing they ever did and stuff like that. And they just completely deny everybody. But this time they were like actually self-aware that they were shit.
I did have a nice chuckle when they said that.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah, and Raw was pretty standard. The main event was Joe versus Rollins. I said Roe. And it was a good match.
Roe.
Yeah, I mean, Joe had a win here. Joe just came off the biggest win of his career, and he needs to continue to look strong for Brock Lesnar, who's going to, by the way, be coming back next week. So
yeah,
hopefully next week we'll have a lot more to talk about. Next week also is Extreme Rules, so we'll have
it's Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. So we'll have our Money in the Bank preview next week.
All we do is pre-shows and recaps.
I know. We don't have time.
Fucking nuts.
We don't have time for our guests to eat all of our time when we have nothing to talk about. So I guess that's good. That's good.
But I don't things get weird every time a guest comes on.
It does get a little weird, but I don't like pay-per-views every 2 weeks. I like
previews. I don't like recaps.
I don't like pay-per-views. I'm not even talking about our show. I don't like pay-per-views every 2 weeks.
I like the show.
It doesn't even let me get excited for the next one because it's like that's what happened with Backlash. Like Backlash was coming up, and like I heard the main event of the Fatal 5-Way match. And I'm like, oh, I don't even care about Backlash. Like I can't wait for that one. And now this one came, and it was terrible. I'm like, Money in the Bank's gonna be fucking great.
Right?
I'm sure it'll be shit too. So I don't know.
I know, I don't know, man. It's too much, man. It's too much.
We didn't talk about this last week, so we might as well talk about it now. So on the SmackDown end of the spectrum, which we haven't talked about a lot, is
that's true.
The 2 weeks ago they announced that the women are going to have the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
They're going to have that.
They're going to have it.
Cool.
So it was a really, really good segment how they got this to come to fruition. You didn't see this, right?
No.
So basically, last week they were supposed to have a number one contenders match, a Fatal 5-Way match. Naomi, I'm sorry, not Naomi. Nikki, I can't even speak. Natalya, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Carmella, and who are we forgetting? And Tamina. Had a Fatal 5-Way match, and it was going to be an elimination match. But they were so fucking animated that the match never got started. They were all so angry at each other. So they just started brawling.
They were all in the periods.
They were all PMSing. They were all brawling, and they had this kind of really crazy brawl that kind of spiraled into the outside ring. And there was the announcer's table was involved. I forget exactly what happened. I remember there was an announcer.
Oh yeah, it's like Charlotte powerbomb Natalya.
Yes, it was this crazy spot. The crowd was really into it too, and the match never started. And then Shane McMahon's like, yo, guys, I don't even know if you realize the ring bell didn't even start yet. So he's like, what? I see you guys got a lot of pent up animosity. So let's put this in a ladder match at Money in the Bank for the contract. So that was a really cool way of doing it.
So, who is Naomi going to wrestle at Money in the Bank?
Did you hear what happened?
Yeah. Do you know who's going to wrestle?
I do know.
Basically.
you want to take this? Yeah, go for it. I need more drink.
So, someone who clearly deserves a SmackDown women's title match is going to fight at Money in the Bank. Now you're thinking everybody except for Naomi is in the Money in the Bank match. But no, people. You're forgetting one special person. Actually, Craig dances better than her. I'm watching on the thing. You actually dance better than her.
Right? She's a terrible dancer.
Lana
is
is gonna wrestle Naomi. The women's SmackDown.
She's never had a singles match. She's never
wrestled.
She was in one match at a WrestleMania in a mixed woman match, and she didn't do anything.
She didn't do anything.
What Maurice did at WrestleMania against John Cena and Nikki Bella. The exact same.
I would take Maurice over Lana against Naomi. You want to be the match of the year?
Elise.
Alicia Fox.
No, we need Maurice versus Lana in an Iron Man match.
Versus Eva Marie. A 3-way Iron Man match. With James Ellsworth as the referee.
That would be amazing.
Actually, James Ellsworth would be the best part of that fucking match, actually.
So
yeah. That's happening.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a fucking pay-per-view match, people.
Yeah.
Lana versus Naomi. You could have just not had a women's SmackDown championship. I'm saying it right now. They could have not, they could have just been like, hey, listen, they got the Money in the Bank match, we got a lot going on, but no, God forbid.
Well, that's the problem. They made it a SmackDown pay-per-view. Again, we talked about this when they first did the brand split. I should call it the bland split.
It is the bland.
But okay. So we're like, how are they going to work out the pay-per-views? They're going to have Raw pay-per-views, they're going to have SmackDown pay-per-views, they're going to have joint pay-per-views. Okay. We're like, okay, Royal Rumble, that'll be a joint pay-per-view. That makes sense.
Right.
WrestleMania, of course. Naturally. SummerSlam, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Survivor Series, yeah, I guess so. That makes sense.
Right.
I mean, it's a little outdated, but it still makes sense. I'm like, they should have a fifth one. What's the next best pay-per-view? Arguably better than Survivor Series. Money in the Bank is such a good pay-per-view. It's so meaningful winning that briefcase.
And it's cool to have two of them.
Okay, technically we are getting two of them, but they're
three. Yeah, you would have three, I guess, or 4 and 4.
So this should be a joint pay-per-view, and the fact that they don't have enough matches because it's a fucking SmackDown show, and the same fucking thing again. All the main eventers are in the main event. All the women are in one match. We have to throw in a fucking Naomi versus a manager fucking match, basically.
Fucking ridiculous, people.
And now fucking Naomi. Okay, fine, great. She's gonna put her title on the line. Whatever. But fine. Lana, who they've been building up with this fucking dancing on a chair gimmick thing that she's been doing, who she, by the way, again, terrible at it. But
Craig did a really good job.
I don't know what I think I did it justice, right?
You did it better than her.
Oh, thanks.
Get some moves on there.
But I don't know. The way they built her up, it seemed like, okay, she's going to be a face now, just like she's going to be a sex object now. Like, she's just going to dance and be, like, sexy.
I guess
that's what the thing was. Like, and then she come out and she's talking exactly the same with her, like, I want the women's title match! And she's like, Shane's like, no, I don't just give those out. Which, by the way, he did, like, 3
Which he did! She must have got a beach in the back or something. Yeah. It's like her hangy or whatever. Yeah. Because clearly he just gave it to her. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute, is that a typo? Like, when did she wrestle? I had to go to the results to see if she wrestled. She didn't wrestle!
Nope. She interfered in the 6-woman
tag. How do you get a title match from that?
She interfered and took Naomi out of the match, which
this is the new era where non-wrestlers get title shots.
New.
This is the new era, people.
If this is the new era, then I don't want to be in this era.
If this is a new era, then fucking...
SmackDown had a great match. AJ Styles versus Dolph Ziggler. Great finish with the... that sunset flip type of move, and then he kicked out of it, and he put him right in the Styles Clash, hit the win.
Yes.
It was a really good, solid match. Made up for the fact that AJ Styles lost clean to him the week before, so I guess they're feuding now. I'll take it. Those will be goddamn good matches.
Definitely.
Ziggler will make AJ Styles look like the best wrestler in the world, even though he pretty much is.
I know.
Faction Finals again, very solid this week. The New Day is back. I really like that.
I guess what is like
New Day versus
Brazongo's probably gonna go back to their lower card shit, or
I don't know, because they kind of like they're still featuring them. They still gave them a Fashion Files thing. It wasn't as funny as the previous ones.
But isn't the New Day going to get a world title shot at Money in the Bank?
Yeah. They are.
All right.
But, you know, the Fashion Files, at least they're still on TV, I guess, right?
I guess. Yeah, all right.
I don't know. SmackDown was kind of duddy, too. Main event was good. Shinsuke versus Kevin Owens, but again,
that's cool.
That's like a big match. Like, you feel like that should have been given a lot of time.
Yeah,
it was like not even 10 minutes. It was like 7 minutes, and Nakamura beat him clean. I was just very surprised.
Beat him clean, huh?
Beat him clean.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a little strange. Like, I feel like they just they had nothing for this week, so they're just like, all right, let's just have matches. Which sometimes I'm okay for, but like, when you have a match of this, this is a big star power match. Shinsuke Nakamura and Kevin Owens,
a big time match,
and just to have it just end pretty quickly after I want to say 7 minutes, it was a little disappointing.
Yeah, that's a shame.
But yeah, I mean that's been what's been going on lately. I don't know if you have anything else you want to talk about. I think we're hitting about the hour.
Nah, I pretty much talked what I wanted to talk about. Anyway, really, so I'm good.
All right, cool.
I'm good.
All right, guys. I mean, if you're not following us on Twitter, we're at Wretched Wrestle. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Wretched Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
We're on Periscope, but we haven't done it the last 2 weeks. I got to fix my iPad. I got to work on that. Sorry about that, guys. Obviously, if you have not tuned into our Facebook live feed, please check in. Tune in Friday or Saturday nights. We usually tend to put out a feeler message out there to say, hey, we're going to be going live soon, but we'll make sure we get back on that.
We didn't feel you guys this week.
We didn't fill you up this week.
Yeah, we decided not to touch you guys and feel you just because, it was just, we just felt you up enough.
Yeah,
so we
felt you guys up too many times.
Yeah, we're just whatever, dude,
Yeah, we're on YouTube. You have to search for us.
Sometimes we just want to feel ourselves,
Yeah, sometimes we just want to be ourselves.
Yeah, it's all good,
You want to elaborate on that at all?
Well, no, I mean, I just think that, maybe, maybe it's just better off that, after all the experiences I've had lately, that maybe I should just stick to myself and just, leave everything alone, just stick to myself, work on myself, just, a lot of things happen the last couple of weeks, as you know. And
when you say work on yourself, do you mean you work out, do a lot of hand exercises?
I do. I do a lot of, forearm exercises and bicep curls and stuff, so.
Okay.
I
good to know.
I want to build up my muscles. I want to build, because,
You should really focus on one arm. That's what I hear. I hear you really dominate one arm.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard
why?
That's what they said.
You get the most force out of it and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. That's definitely it.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I will. I mean,
Yeah.
What about? Okay, I could do that. I guess.
Yeah.
I just don't want any injuries to happen. If I just work on one arm, because if I go any further into it, then maybe I'll injure myself. You know?
Yeah, and if you do it too much, you might get chafed too. You don't want to get chafed. Yeah, I know.
I don't want to shave myself.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's totally what I said.
Well, I'm working on myself.
Yes, course, working on yourself. Do those hand exercises, man. I think it's gonna help you out. You're gonna feel a lot better. You're gonna feel a lot better about yourself with all these hand.
When I work out, I'm gonna get a lot of release and stuff, and I'm gonna feel better.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna feel such a release. Such release.
I'm gonna feel relaxed and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good though.
Good.
I want to feel relaxed. I've been very built up and tense, and I just want to satisfy myself. That's all.
Wow.
Yeah. What?
Oh no, nothing.
What?
Nothing.
What? I mean,
No, nothing. No.
I'm just trying to work on myself.
Yeah,
weird things happen in Nashville. Weird things happen in Long Island. Like I said a couple weeks ago, I went to Glutterby. Now, I found out what kind of bar that was.
Yeah?
And they lured me in with the strawberry daiquiris. Just because I like strawberry daiquiris.
Goddamn strawberry daiquiris. Got him again.
But just because I like strawberry daiquiris doesn't mean that, I prefer that type of club. I don't prefer going to, an all-male exclusive club. I prefer, women there. I like a lot of puss around and stuff, so... it's nice to have that around and stuff, I like Tang, and, I don't mean, I mean, the drink. I like Tang, the drink, and I like the women Tang,
Yeah, that Tang, man. Whew, it's some solid Tangs.
Yeah, and stuff, so, I don't know, I just, things happened with that George fellow in Nashville. I was taken advantage of, Craig. I evaluated it, and I talked to you about it, and then you left the podcast in the middle of like a crisis I had.
Yeah,
it wasn't really cool.
I tend to do that.
Yeah, I don't think that you were being a good friend at that point. Like I was really confused.
I think I'm pretty. Well, I'll say this. Maybe I'm just not the guy to confide in. I've got this guy. His name is Therapist. That's his name. Therapist.
That's a weird name.
Yeah, it's a weird name. You should.
What occupation does he do?
He's a therapist.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll find out for myself.
Yeah. You should just. You should talk to Therapist.
Oh, okay.
His name is Therapist.
It's funny. Like like my dad likes NASCAR and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to invite him out to go to this bar this week.
Yeah.
And they're having a contest, like a RuPaul's Drag Race contest.
Oh boy.
And I figured it's like a costume contest. Where like, you would like dress up as like maybe we could like me and him could dress up as Dale Earnhardt and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Oh no.
Like a father and son thing. And I was gonna bring it up to him, but I mentioned it to him, and he's like, he gave me this weird look. I was like, why, Dad? Why would you think that's like what's going on?
Oh, God.
So I don't know. He's not really talking to me right now, and I don't really understand why. It's kind of confusing to me.
I
just want to do a father-son thing together.
That is a pickle, and that is a pickle in the ass.
I like pickles. Like the sour, the better.
Yeah. Do you swallow them? Do you swallow them whole?
Sometimes. I mean, like, depends how big they are. I like salty pickles too. They're not that bad. Or like if you get like, what's cool with like pickles? Like you get almost. What?
God.
Every time you laugh at me, it's crazy. No,
you're just a funny guy. What can I say?
I'm a funny guy. All right.
Funny guy.
What do you mean I'm funny? Like I like bratwurst, right? Let's say it's like. What the hell, man? I'm just talking about what foods I like. Like bratwurst is fucking long, big, and black, and fucking salty.
Oh God, now I see what you're doing.
What?
No.
What?
No.
What?
No.
What'd I do?
Bad friend. Bad friend.
What'd I do?
No.
Now you're being funny.
No.
That's why I'm laughing at you.
Alright. Guys, follow us on Facebook.
Why do you not like that, though?
No. Now my weekly thing is now walking out of the podcast.
What?
Toodaloo.
But what's so bad about that?
Nothing.
Just we're gonna go to a bar this weekend. It's okay.
No, it's fine.
I don't know who RuPaul is, but the drag off should be good.
You could drag
NASCAR. It's I'm a little skeptical at the NASCAR part, but
That's totally what it's all about. Yes, you should do that.
I should do that?
Your dad will love it. He'll love it.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to get a NASCAR costume because I think that nothing could possibly go wrong from this. I think that nothing suspicious, and I think that we're going to be good. So, anyway, guys, that was WWP, and I'll tell you how the costume contest goes, and maybe I'll fucking win. I don't know. Maybe I will. Like, my dad will be proud of me, I think, So... Can't wait to get my drag on. That's what they say. What? No, okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Alright, guys. Peace out. Can't wait to talk about it next week.
Later.
Peace.